Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. We're gonna give Epiphone another chance today. So we got 3 unboxings and a sponsored message that we'll have after the first unboxing here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Today we are going to take a look at, I believe, 3 new Epiphones. Of course, I'm always usually wrong as to what I'm unboxing because, oh man, I just ordered so many new guitars, and I think we're finally at the end of it all. So inside here, no. Oh, this one's from Fender. I thought I was unboxing this guitar about 3 unboxing episodes ago, I would say. This was the one I was saying I was jealous that everyone else has got to try one of these things except for me. But it looks like we have some sort of a gig bag in here. There we go. It's kind of a nice little bag. Is it as protective as a hard case? It's pretty rigid. It's not quite as good as like the Taylor hard gig bags. I love those things, but I think it'll definitely protect it if you're just doing some light gigging. It almost looks like they have tires at the bottom here, kind of some shock absorbers here. Oh, that's nice, but I'm liking this gel padding right here. That is pretty comfortable for a Fender gig bag. So I normally associate a gig bag with like a rather low-end product. So what is it that I'm jealous everybody else has got to try but not me? The Acoustic Sonic Stratocaster this time. I always want to say a Telecaster. You know, since I didn't actually get to pick out the one I wanted, I was a little bit scared what I would get because sometimes these, I think they're ebony fretboards, can, you know, they vary all the time now that they're using the streaky stuff. I'm happy with this one. I think the black is a nice touch because you get the black and then you get the natural woods, but first impressions here, this thing weighs nothing. It almost kind of feels like a cheap toy. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have an acoustic amp, so actually demoing this guitar probably won't do it much justice. That could definitely get you some interesting tones as far as tapping goes. I'll be honest, first impressions, just looking at this thing, not really digging it that much. But maybe once you plug it in, it'll be great. Because for an acoustic guitar, that's some pretty good action. Maybe they are onto something here. Just strumming this, having like an electric guitar, but then having those types of sounds. I mean, it's not quite as bellowing as like my Taylor or anything because, you know, it's kind of a thinner body, but it still projects well. Well, that was a surprise. I'm not even going to say what's in these other ones. But first, a word from our sponsor today.
Today's unboxing and giveaway sponsor is Guitar Studs. You can find them online at guitarstuds.com. They sell things between apps, apparel, and accessories, but let's discuss the apps today, starting with String King. To keep it short and simple, it helps you manage all of your instruments and log your string change history, as well as tell you what gauge strings you have on it and what brand. Now, if you only have 1 or 2 guitars, that might not be hard to remember yourself, but once you have a massive collection or have multiple different instruments, it can definitely be handy to have this app. It can even send you reminders of when it's time to change your strings. Their next app is called Backtrack. This is a great one for people that like to learn by ear. It allows you to select portions of the song to repeat, so it'd be easy to listen to it, because you can set the duration between 5 to 40 seconds. You also have the ability for a count-in feature, as well as an optional notes feature. If you're interested in trying one of Guitar Studs' apps out, I'm going to be giving away 5 free codes to these. You get to pick your app. All you have to do to be entered into this contest is visit Guitar Studs' website and let me know in the comments section your favorite app. I will then respond to 5 lucky comments. Thank you, Guitar Studs, for sponsoring today's unboxing episode.
So cool, if you need to check those apps out, you can do so by following the link in the description. But let's get back to super cool guitars that are brand new that I don't know what's in the box, but I think they might be Epiphones. We'll see what the luck of the draw is this time. I'll be able to know as soon as I open it. Yep, that's an Epiphone. Musician's Friend always double boxes the Epiphones. I'm appreciative of that because they do not have hard shell cases. Oh, is this what I think it might be? Because there's one of these Epiphones I'm actually really looking forward to doing. Because the Muse series is really intriguing to me. I do have one, but I haven't had the time to make the video yet. But that's one I'm really looking forward to. And is this the other one is the big question. Yes, it is. I was super excited when somebody sent me this message on my new Guitar Day program that they were ready to buy the TV special Epiphone. This one is super packed in here. Not all of them get this super pack job. Let's take a look here. First impressions. Cool. Okay. It's not real TV yellow. Real TV yellow you can actually see through to the wood grain. But if I was being honest, I didn't really expect them to do real TV yellow. After thinking about this one coming in, I realized I've never actually had a real Les Paul special. I've had like all the different variations, but never just a wrap tail double P90 one. This is a really chunky guitar. That's my first impression of it. I guess you can kind of just barely see through this finish. Like if you look really closely, you can see some unattractive wood grain. It's nothing like the original Gibsons, but these are a lot cheaper. So I guess I can give them a pass. They did do TV yellow. It's just not the wood grain I'm used to seeing. But this is also a December of 2019 model, so you don't have to worry about anything on this guitar. But this one's actually already spoken for. I'd be happy to help you save sales tax on one of these. That's about all I can save you on a guitar that's only at $399. But for $399, this guitar. Nice. Now I feel bad for that other video where like all of the examples were garbage, but that's just kind of the luck of the draw. If Epiphone doesn't send me this stuff, I buy them on my own and send them on to the next owners. That way I can do independent reviews. And that time they were all garbage. They had some things that they needed some fret leveling issues, but this one, I'm impressed. And this is not even the most expensive one. The only thing I can really complain about is the bridge just feels very sharp. And then there was one lonely box. If this is not what I think it is, I'm gonna be sad because I've teased that poor guy on the internet that wants a very specific model done. I don't know, it doesn't feel heavy enough to be that model. But there's only one way to find out. Yep, it is. No more teasing this guy. It's the model he's been leaving comments on all over YouTube. And a lot of people have started to join in with him. This is that model. If it'll come out, that is. After much wait and anticipation, the last of the very large Epiphone boxes shall be opened. It's the Epiphone Firebird. Oh man. So the reason why I decided to order one of these is somebody left a comment that said, oh my goodness, $649 or whatever the price was for a neck through Epiphone? Sign me up. So I ordered it thinking, oh yeah, that guy knew what he was talking about, but unfortunately, I was told it's not. It's just a set neck, but I'm not sure. It looks like it truly is neck through to me. This one was, oh wow, a very early one. November of 2019. And it's got the multi-piece neck. And unless they're just doing like some sort of fancy veneer over there and they're just doing the set neck, but it looks neck through to me. I guess we'll have to figure out for the full review and demo, but this actually looks really nice. Sometimes mahogany can just stay a natural color, but this one kind of dances in the light just right. But the true test here is, how's the frets? It's not too bad. I think just a little bit of, oh yeah, that definitely needs some relief. It's bowing upwards. It needs to be bowing backwards just a hair. So I think after you do that, this will definitely be a nice little treat. Yeah. Now we'll move on to some boxings. This one has such an interesting tale to it. It was just kind of a consignment piece for one of my old high school friends. So when he went off into the Navy about 4 or 5 years ago, he was just like starting to get into guitars because I was too, and he liked these classic things. His dad was a big Kiss fan, so I think naturally that kind of rubbed off on him for wanting a Marauder. He was into the weird stuff just like I was. He never necessarily learned to play, but he was learning. I remember one day we had went over and we played Rocksmith together. I thought that game was pretty fun, but I only got to play it for a little bit. I also have his The SG that I'm holding on to him, but he thinks he's gonna keep that one. But about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than a year ago, he said, how about we sell the Marauder? But he initially bought this one because it was a second, because it's the factory seconds that would get, you know, smashed on stage and stuff. So he thought that was kind of cool. But what I really like about this one is it has some flame maple figuring right there. And even just a little bit in the other pieces. And even the mahogany body has a little bit of shine to it. But let's go ahead and get this one packed up.
Next up to pack up here is the Epiphone Les Paul Modern. So I had listed this one just like I did that last one, and it sold, you know, nearly instantaneously, you know, within 12 hours. And for whatever reason, I just got a sudden urge to want to review this guitar, because since I've had a couple of them, I was just impressed with them. So my review was very positive of this guitar. I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but this is definitely a much more appealing guitar to me than the true Gibson iteration, because you get most of the features and it's just a great value, I think. If you're into a Les Paul, you're not into the other body shapes, I mean, $650 will buy you a bunch of guitars, but within the Epiphone and Les Paul world, I think this is definitely a very good value. Our last one to pack up here. I don't think I've been happier to send away any other guitar besides this one. This is the end of those project guitars. And it's not that I didn't like this guitar, it's just the constant messaging. There are at least 3 to 5 people every single day, despite the price being listed as firm, just dropped down to that $12.99 price point. Everybody wanted this thing for $1,000. So after the first 50 messages of that, it kind of got old. But honestly, all this thing really needs is some new parts. I mean, when I got this guitar before the top had been stripped, this is what the back looked like anyways. You don't technically have to do anything with this. All you really need to do is stain and finish over the top and add whatever pickups you want to this thing. In my listing, I said you might want to do a refret. I don't know, now that I look at these again, you might be able to get away with a level recrown job, but when it comes to project guitars, I sell them as is, so it's better to say it will need a refret rather than it might not need it and disappoint someone. So I'm happy all these projects have found beautiful homes that they're going to be restored, and hopefully the second round of projects will go smoothly. The sickness that's spreading apparently is going to delay me getting the other ones back. It's hard to know with this guy if he's actually going to send them. I do believe I will, because he wouldn't have sent back the higher end ones if he wasn't actually planning to follow through. Thank you, Troglodytes, for tuning into this unboxing episode. Don't forget to visit today's sponsor, GuitarStuds.com, with their Backtrack and String King app. And we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.